Oh. Okay, looks like we got everything started. What's good, everybody? I hope everybody's having a good day. Today we're gonna be doing some deck building, and we're gonna be building Captain G, and this is Horror Tribal. I know this is probably one of the most popular commanders I've ever seen. One of the most popular commanders I've seen in a while, definitely, I would say. And honestly, I've already grabbed a couple of horrors and added it to the deck. I can leave them off to the side. So essentially what we're looking to do is to add more horrors to the mix, and then potentially add, maybe remove some of the spells, maybe remove some of the horrors, actually make some place for, thank you for liking the video, make some space for some of the other cards that we have over here, and we just take it easy from there. We did add a Faceless Devourer to the deck, Nightmare Horror with Shadow, which is essentially unblockable. We added a Phyrexian Gargantua, which is going to draw us a couple cards. A Nothic, which when this dies gives us the ability to draw some cards. And then we also have an Elder Brain here, which a foil Elder Brain, might add. I actually got this during pre-release, which I was pretty excited to open this up in a pack. It says when it attacks a player, exile cards from that player's hand. You may play lands and cast spells from on the exiled cards. Seems pretty intense. Seems kind of game winning, honestly, in a 1v1 situation. I did remove 2 other lands from the precon, so there are 36 lands here. I removed the swamp and island, and everything else inside here is pretty much exactly what was left for the precons. So here are the cards that we were going to add to the deck, or at least thinking about them. I'm just gonna grab all the horrors that are here. This card is special. It's not a horror, but I kind of wanted to play it anyway. That too. That's a horror. I mean, those are not horrors. These are totally not even for this commander deck, actually. Yeah, and that's a horror. That is one. That is one. No, there's a blue one that I saw. Yeah, that one. Okay, so we're gonna leave these cards off to the side. You know, I just noticed that a lot of the cards that we just added to the side over here were actually wizards. And I know that I have a card in my collection that wizard cycles for 2 mana, and it gives me the ability to bounce a creature back to, or bounce 2 creatures back to an opponent's hand. But it would be nice to tutor for Arami if I could tutor for Arami. So Arami, I think, is just it's just an amazing card. Very good card. But if we take a look at what we got here, here are the extra horrors I could find. You know, I was looking through my collection. I don't know if I have. This card may or may not already be in the commander deck. Dorito, what's good, dude? But this card may or may not already be in the deck. Kind of go from there. It's good, man. I hope you had a good weekend, dude. We got a Cruel Witness, which lets us essentially surveil whenever we cast a non-creature. Intellect Devourer is another card we're thinking about adding. Devouring Strauss. It's a flying 9/9 horror, mill 9. Beginning of our upkeep, we do have to sacrifice a creature for it, though. A Woe Strider, which may or may not be in the deck already. Void Maw, which essentially exiles creatures. That art is really intense. And then we have a Slum Reaper, which is pretty cool. I think that's a good card. Cryptolurker. And then Yarox Fen Lurker. It's good, Dorito. Yo, Dorito, how's the stream looking right now? I added this this thing in the background so that the stream kind of looks like it's moving. And I'm not too sure how it's holding up on your end. I've been noticing recently that you got some games in. Word. You went to the local game store or what? Yeah, I'm trying to see what's going on with the stream and the quality of the stream at times. So some of these videos I've been uploading, it just looks off for whatever reason. So I'm gonna look through the horrors actually before I do anything, and I'm just gonna remove some of the horrors that I think don't really necessarily need to be there. We're keeping Elder Brain, we'll keep Nothic, Phyrexian, and another unblockable, so we'll keep that. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. So we're gonna go ahead and keep this Dothy Horror. Oh, we do have a Woe Strider, so we'll keep that. Ooh, that's an interesting name. It says, power is equal to the number of crabs, oozes, or horrors you control. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to one target creature card in an opponent's graveyard. Create a token copy. Oh, yeah. Oh, word. Good for you, man. Yeah, I'm going to... Command Fest is happening this week. So I'll be in Philadelphia with my play group. But my play group lives in Puerto Rico. So we're actually going to be meeting up in Philly. So that should be interesting. We got the Consuming Aberration. We're going to go ahead and keep this. The Wharf Infiltrator deals combat damage. You may draw a card. Yeah. Psionic Ritual is not a horror. Hullbreaker Horror. Guys, I honestly want to take this card out of the deck and just put this in a different deck. Just because I want this in another commander deck. I don't want this card in this deck. I feel like I don't have enough non-create. I feel like this card is so good that it would end games. But I just don't think I'm going to be casting spells like that to take advantage of how good this card actually is. So we're going to take out the Hullbreaker Horror right now. Oh, Magic is huge, dude. They got game stores. That's where I bought my Marin. I bought my Marin Commander Precon in Puerto Rico. First thing I ever had. Yeah, we'll play this Intellect Devour. So we have Forgotten Creation. Definitely keeping that. Mind Flayer, we're definitely keeping. Sludge Monster. I feel like the camera's kind of lagging here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna end this. And we're just gonna leave this here. That might... Yeah, my computer's CPU just dropped by a lot when I did that. I feel like everything's running a lot smoother now. So this looks like a card that we're gonna keep. Grazilex, we're keeping. I can't wait to get a new PC, man. When I get a new PC and just have like a more intense setup, it would be nice. Just remember, if you are here watching this live, if you haven't already liked the video, please remember to like the video because it just makes it more... YouTube sees the likes and it takes the video and basically ranks it higher and makes it more likely that people will click on the video. I don't know how many cards I'm gonna have in my hand to make the Psychosis Crawler really that good. We do deal 1 damage to each opponent whenever we draw a card. I just don't know if we're really gonna be drawing that many cards either. So I think that this is a maybe. I'll leave this on the side. Thank you for liking the video. I just saw that. Dusk Mangler, we definitely keep. This Hunted Horrors, 2 mana 7/7. We always keep that. Chasm Skulker was disgusting in the playtest. Sewer Nemesis was amazing in the game. Thank you for liking the video. It was amazing in the game that we played. This Dark Hatchling is removal on a flying horror creature, which is nice. Chupacabra is Puerto Rican, so we play that. Dross Harvester. We lose 4 life whenever creature dies. We gain 2 life. I don't know if this is something we really want to be playing here, honestly. I feel like this is a maybe. So I'm gonna leave that off to the side. Phyrexian Revoker we keep. That's useful. Nemesis of Reason can win us a game. Guilt Feeder. Oh, guys, thank you for liking the video. Joe, it's good. I don't blame you. The Nihilith? You just talk about the one-on-one, the Nihilith popped up. That next time we'll play correctly. The Overcharged Amalgam. Zelix. We got Plague Spitter. I mean, it's 3 mana. We'll keep it just because it's 3 mana. This we definitely keep. The Night Howler we keep. Phyrexian Rager draws us a card. Spellskite. I don't know if I want to play the Spellskite. I kind of want Spellskite. The Spellskite doesn't even have power. I would just rather have a creature with power. I could find a better commander deck to put Spellskite in. Guys, I actually have a card over here that that I have to add to the commander deck. So just give me a second while I go grab that card. Okay. I found a bomb, guys. I found the best card. This card. Fleet Swallower. Whenever Fleet Swallower attacks, target player puts the top half of his or her library rounded up into his or her graveyard. I mean, what? This just seems ridiculous. What do you mean you got rinse to each one? What does that mean? It means you lost, I'm assuming. We'll take out the Spellskite and we're gonna add this Fleet Swallower because it just seems absolutely intense. Mill half your library off of 1 attack. Yeah. Dross Harvester, we're gonna take out. Psychosis Crawler can go to a different commander deck. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add. Crypt Lurker can essentially draw us a card. Slum Reaper destroys a creature. Cruel Witness kind of draws us cards. We'll put the Crypt Lurker over here as well. The Fen Lurker. I mean, we can buff that. We want to make them mill more. I feel like Strosis just costs too much mana, dude. Look at that. That's 8. That's 8 mana right there. That's a lot of mana, guys. I mean, it is a flying trample creature, mill 9 essentially, but I just don't know if that's really worth it. Yo, guys, just so you know, I gotta give a huge shout out and thank you because like Henzi, word. Yeah, the channel got monetized today, guys. So like this Coach MTG YouTube channel is now YouTube partnered, which is exciting, which is just step 1, right? There are many more milestones to reach. I will never buy a yacht. Never in my life will I ever buy a yacht. I mean, I'll say this. I can be free from buying a yacht, so I am going to be free from buying a yacht. I'll never say never, but never, no. You know, With the money that I can spend to buy a yacht, I can send like an entire family to college. Thank you for liking the video. So we have this memory plunder here. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out because I just don't think that card really does what I want to do here. This thought vessel, wow, this is a really good mana rock. When am I ever gonna not, when I'm playing this, when am I gonna want to care about whatchamacallit? When am I ever going to care about my hand size? Never. Domineering Will. I know how to play this card now, so that's exciting. We'll keep the Undaunted. Fractured Sanity we'll keep. Feed the Swarm we'll keep. Siphon Mind we'll keep. We need more people that don't buy yachts. Mind Crank. From the Catacombs to keep. Hex will keep. Endless Evil is probably the best card in the commander deck. Lightning Greaves I think we'll keep. Talisman of Dominance we keep. Crippling Fear I think is relevant, so we'll keep. And Garrick's Wake wins games. This pull from tomorrow, I think that this could go in another commander deck, so I'm going to leave this over here off to the side. Dimir Key Rune, Haunted One. Guys, I want to pull this out of the deck too. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, it and other creatures you control that share a creature type with, they get ++0 gain undying to the end of turn. I don't know where I would play this or what I would do. You know what would be really nice with this card, guys? Because I have a elf tribal commander deck that if I played this card inside that deck, I could basically tap my commander who's an elf, give all my elves undying, and then sacrifice all of them for some type of value, and then have them re-enter the battlefield with undying, untapped. And I could do that one time for just like a really big play. Yeah, I think that's a good topic, Joe. We're definitely gonna put Black Market in a different commander deck. Draw the Swarm. Reflections we'll keep. Extract I think we'll keep. Fact of Fiction we'll keep. Signet, Mindstone, Herald's Horn we're definitely gonna keep. College, yeah, I think it depends what you're looking to get out of college, you know. I think the amount of stress that school puts you on, like I would not be here right now if it was not for college. I would never have like the knowledge of how to put myself through stress and work through stress. And I think like, but that's just me though. I think it's different for everybody. I would never have the will to do anything. I wouldn't have gotten to 1,000 subscribers if it wasn't for college. I wouldn't have got this channel monetized if it wasn't for college. I would have no work ethic. But that's just me. So we're gonna add the Yox, Fenlurker, more horrors. It's good. At the end of this, guys, we're gonna upload the deck list onto Tapped Out. That way everyone can take a look at the deck list and kind of go from there. We do have these creatures over here. Guys, what do you think about this? We got a Necropolis Regent. So whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. In a deck where creatures are constantly attacking and just, but if they were able to grow in power over time with this Regent, I feel like this card can put the game on a 2 or 3 turn clock. You know? And then we also have Arami. Yeah, I think she's good. I think she costs a lot of mana, which is one thing. But I think inside this deck, we should be dealing damage so easy. It should be easy to deal damage. Oh, Rami, I think, is an automatic include inside this deck. I just think Rami is just such a good card. I think this Cridle we can be free from. We'll play the Necropolis Regent just because, or maybe not, I don't know. We have this Cabal thing. If we had more community cohesion and role models here, I think kids would be much more disciplined towards goals. In what specific community do you mean, Joe? What do you mean community cohesion? What community? That's a good point. I mean, all those things always work, you know, but I was a hoodlum, you know. I definitely was never like one of those mark people. I learned from those people who were my goals or my role models in a sense. I was very lucky too. I had a bunch of every time we went to school and we got new teachers every year, I got all of the literally every guy teacher I had the opportunity. If there was a guy teacher that I could have had going into my next grade, I got that teacher. Very lucky for me. We have a Cabal Interrogator. We can pay mana and target player reveals X cards from his or her hand and you choose one of them and they discard that card. I think that this card is just going to give me the ability to, like, I don't know, force someone to discard a card from their hand, a specific card. And I think that in the game that I played, I was sitting there with nothing to do and I had all of this mana towards the end of the game, and I think that this is... I always like to play some sort of mana sink, and I feel like this is a pretty decent mana sink. Just to do this every turn, you know. And speaking of cards that, like, I can sink mana into towards the end of the game, I can Dredge 2 with this Nightmare Void. Probably not going to play this card, but I can Dredge 2 so I can put this card back into my hand if I want to. But then it says target player reveals his or her hand, choose a card from it, that player discards that card, and then I can just dredge it back to my hand whenever I draw, which I think is relevant. So we're gonna leave that over there. Did have some cards over here that I pulled that I wanted to add for sure. You know, because we're dealing damage, I wanted to add cards that did stuff when we dealt damage. So we have a Acquisition Octopus, which is kind of like a horror. It deprived places that need it the most. Yeah. I think that's a large thing to, you know. I think, Joe, we just play Magic the Gathering. You know, I don't really think that maybe Magic can have like a positive impact, but ultimately it's up to people that live there to make the decisions to change their own life, which is what's gonna ultimately get people could even be free from using the word deprived places. What if deprived places never even existed? But that's upon their own work ethic to get themselves out of there. There's nothing we can do about it. So I got this card over here called Larceny, which I think is really intense. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card from his or her hand. So now we're forcing them to mill, and with our menace creatures, we force them to discard. I think this card is super mean, and I think we're gonna play it. So I was noticing that it was difficult for me to draw cards while we were playing. So we have 2 cards that draw cards when we deal damage here. These are enchantment auras, so we probably are not going to end up playing these. Jenga Taxis would be great inside. What's good, Neckit? What's good, man? Thank you guys for liking the videos. As a WinCon, you know, I do have a copy of Jin Gitaxis that I could play. Could play that. It's the Phyrexian scripture one. I just don't know if I have another copy of Jinga Taxis and another commander deck that I have. We'll think about it. This Domineering Will we'll take out. Curtain's Call, I think, is such a good card. Extract from Darkness. I think we take out this Drown in the Lock. So we're gonna take out these two cards. We're gonna add the Goggles of Night, which is gonna let us deal damage, scry, and draw. Then this Octopus here, which is another creature, but we deal damage to a player, and we can draw a card. I can actually go there. The Background Commander? What is the Background Commander? Dude, there's a lot of commanders that have the ability background that I want to play, if I'm being honest. There are a lot of them that are pretty, you know what I actually wanted to play? Hold up, let me show you guys. I'll be right back. Let me go grab it. 1 second. Alright, yo, look at this. I wanted to play, this. Oh, I opened right to it. Look at this. Wilson, the blue one in the precon with the background enchantment. Oh, I don't know which one that is. Dude, look at Wilson, the Refined Grizzly, with this. Cultist of the Absolute. So essentially, our commander turns into a 5/5 with Vigilance, Trample, Reach, Ward 2, Flying, Death Touch, and Ward, pay 3 life. And then at the beginning of our upkeep, we have to sacrifice a creature. So I was thinking about playing cards like this Cloakwood Hermit, that at the beginning of our end step, creature was put into our graveyard from anywhere this turn. We create a 1/1 squirrel token, which essentially gives us something to sacrifice with Wilson when he's equipped. But dude, I think Wilson with Cultist of the Absolute, a flying 5/5, Vigilance, Reach, Trample, Death Touch, Ward 2, Ward, pay 3 life is just... What is that? That just sounds so disgusting. So that was definitely something we were thinking about building at some point. Oh, we're definitely gonna build a background commander on stream. There was another one over there too that I was looking at. I don't know if he's here or not. This is the one that doubles your creature's powers. He deals damage equal to their a creature's they deal damage equal to toughness or something. Seemed fun. There's a lot of like different commanders and stuff to choose from, honestly. There's so many I'm building so many commander decks right now that... Plus Haunted One, Zelix. I'm assuming Haunted One is right here. Unless I took Haunted One out. Let me see. Is Haunted One a black card or a blue card? Oh, it's blue. I mean black. What does Zelix do? Do I take... I mean, if it's worth it, I'll just pull these cards out of the deck. I wouldn't mind. Hey, yo, what's good? What's good, Jay? We got, Yo, Jay, this channel got monetized, dude. We finally signed up the, Yo, thank you, Joe. We signed up, whatchamacallit? We signed the contract with YouTube, so now that we're partnered, which is which was exciting. I was screaming this morning. So this is what you're talking about. So Zelix, whenever a player mills one or more creature cards, you create a 1/1 Black Horror creature token. Are you telling me to make... How does this work with this? Thank you. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Oh, you're saying combo Zelix with Altar of the Brood and Intruder Alarm? Oh, wouldn't that just be like infinite? That's a lot. Infinite seems like a lot. Yeah, but I just don't see how Haunted One makes Zelix better. Whenever it becomes tapped... Oh, I see how it becomes better. Because I tap this, give everything +2/+0, untap it, give everything +2/+0. And it just happens infinitely. Yeah, this is broken. What is this? Do we take these cards out of the deck? I think we just take these cards out of the deck and then just build that one day. And then just have like a Dimir. And just have this. I think this is worthy of just making a deck by itself. These cards are so good. Cut Your Losses should be interesting. Neck It, Cut Your Losses should be interesting, and we're looking at in Captain G or in this. My mind is still kind of blown. I'm trying to think of all the cards that we could... We're gonna take these two cards out, guys. We're gonna say that we're gonna build that eventually one day. That just seems like too easy and too good to not build around. All I would need is a copy of Altar of the Brood, which I can go find pretty easily. And I think I already have an Intruder Alarm, so it doesn't even matter. Oh, okay. And now I get a free card to add a card. Guys, you want to see something funny? I'm probably not going to add this to the deck, but this... Endbringer's Revel, look at this. Pay 4 mana, return creature card from a graveyard to its owner's hand. Any player may play this ability, but only at any time he or she could play a sorcery. So while I'm milling, people could essentially return cards back to their hand, which would be bad, yet good, you know? And then there's another card I think that I got that said that whenever a player brings a card back to their hand, they have to discard a card from their hand. Is this meta? Is this a new thing? So if they do that, they have to discard a card from their hands. So essentially, they have to swap it for 4 mana. You know? I have that card somewhere over there. I forget what it's called, but I know I have it. I need to add these cards over here, guys, that let me keep my creatures, give them indestructible and stuff, so I just gotta add this. We're gonna replace Zelix with this Supernatural Stamina, so that we can keep our commander alive, potentially. How about we take out... I think we take out this Crippling Fear. I don't think I really want this Crippling Fear. I put that in a elf tribal deck, I think. Unlikely Aid or Fake Your Own Death. I think we do Fake Your Own Death. And then... How many... Targeted discard? Honestly, Joe, I'm saving all of my targeted discard for the, I don't have any graveyard hate, if I'm being honest. There's literally nothing. So, at some point, I'll get my hands on a copy of, what's the Planeswalker that exiles graveyards? That card is so mean, dude, but it's so good. I'm gonna count how many horrors we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7, 8. 39 creatures. That's too much. I think 36 is good, so we're gonna take out 3 creatures right now. There is one card here that I immediately know I want to take out. Look at this thing, dude. I could find a Bajuka Bog. There might be a Bajuka Bog inside there, honestly. And I have a Tormod's Crypt, but I have the creature version of Tormod's Crypt. So technically, I could sack the creature of Tormod. No, there's no Bajuka Bog. Technically, I could sack the creature of Tormod's Crypt, and then Plague Spitter looks like your ex-girlfriend. Man, this is what he's referring to. I'm just gonna be respectful and not say anything. And then anyway, we're just gonna keep looking. I think, guys, we're basically almost done. I added the ways to protect them, my creatures, if I need to protect them. I got this Polymorphous Rush that we could potentially use to win a game. There are a couple of counter spells here as well that we could add, and a Stolen Identity, which is gonna essentially let us make more tokens. But this is going like really aggressive if we play with the Stolen Identity, I think. But this Polymorphous Rush, look at this. Choose a creature on the battlefield. Any number of target creatures you control become a copy of that creature until the end of turn. So essentially for 7 mana, we can turn 3 creatures into a copy of just the biggest creature we have on the board. Lane Line of the Void would be good, but then technically wouldn't that be like a non-bow? Because we wouldn't be able to take a creature with Captain. Because it's exiled. You know? Doesn't it automatically exile it when it enters the battlefield? Or the graveyard, I mean. I think we take out Hex, and I'm gonna add the Sabotage, just so we have a counterspell. It's a whack counterspell, I'm gonna be honest. It's not the most powerful counterspell in the world, but it looks like, so we play it. And then, I think we keep this like this. I'll take out one more creature. Did we take out this Interrogator here? I think we take out the Cabal Interrogator. Whatever. We'll just play this other counter spell. Oh yeah. Well, that's why we take their creatures, you know? I mean, yeah, if I was playing Marin, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead. Just attack, it's fine. That's so interesting to think about. Eventually, like, when I get more, I just have to go to the LGS and find cards that exile graveyards. It doesn't really mill me, honestly, not too much. I could have it do that, but then if I do that, I would probably have to add a little bit more, probably a lot more reanimation, or ways to reanimate. Inside my collection, I just didn't have. All I really had in my collection were cards that just let me, that were just gonna let me draw cards. I had more horrors, just stuff like that. No. So it was interesting. Guys, I think, this weekend is, or this Friday is Manfest in Philly. So I'm not going to be on stream for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And what we're gonna end up doing is just having a good time playing Commander. Yes, Ashiok, yes. Definitely Ashiok. Hostel Hotel? I have no idea what that is. No idea what that is, if I'm being honest. But I think after Command Fest, the dream, I'll tell you what I'll tell you guys the dream. The dream is that I go there and I meet Richard Garfield, and then he asks to join the Coach MTG YouTube channel and the Magic the Gathering channel, and we get like a partnership. And then as I meet Richard Garfield, I get the opportunity to meet the creators of Dragon Shield, and then they tell me that they want to sponsor me so that I have Dragon Shields for the rest of my life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then now that I'm sponsored with Dragon Shield, the only thing I sleeves my Commander decks in are Dragon Shield sleeves. And then what else would be amazing? I would also I want to be like legitimately, I want to leave that day with a sponsor of some sort, so that because the channel's monetized now, I could run giveaways that are specific to members of the channel, because now people can essentially, like on Twitch, like how people can sub, we can run giveaways specifically for the people that are subbed to the channel, or I think they're members or something like that. Oh, that's a cool card, Naked. What does that mean? Unlimited cheesesteaks sounds like the best day of my life. I mean, today is the best day of my life, if I'm being honest. Guys, we have almost 37 creatures in the deck. We just drew 7 and didn't draw into a single creature. So we're just gonna try this again. A permanent masseuse would be nice. Thank you, Naked. Thank you. I'll tell Richard Garfield when I meet him, the creator of Magic the Gathering, that you guys said hi. And then, you know what? And then what'll happen is, because we're sponsored, we get what's the next precons that are releasing, guys? What are the next precons that are releasing? Isn't it Warhammer? Bro, guys, if they send me the Warhammer, right? Imagine they send me the Black Warhammer Commander deck early and we get to play test it on stream early, dude. And then people that are members, which will probably be like one person, because nobody's gonna ever pay for the membership for this channel, for at least for another couple months. But whenever I get that, we'll run a giveaway with one person. I'll spin the wheel, and then whoever that one person is, you'll just get the Commander deck for $5. I'll send it to you. But it's not going to be in the box, it's just going to be the cards so I can save money on shipping. But it'll be protected. You can trust me. Bro, it's super cool. It's super cool. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I really want to do, guys, is like once the channel really starts to get monetized, and like it has to get to the point where I'm making money from this is a nice opening hand. It has to get to the point where I'm making money from just existing. When it gets to the point where like I upload a video and I make more money from that video than I am spending money on that video, then like we can start doing like really wild stuff, guys. Like I really want to, this is a great hand. Like we're gonna draw into a sunken hollow, but we're gonna go ahead and play command tower, tap command tower, play soul ring, and automatically become the arch enemy for the table. But yeah, we'll pass after that. But I was gonna say, guys, what if, oh, I will have no money to buy a Double Masters draft box, if I'm being honest. I will play in a draft, but I'm blessed, but not that blessed. Unless Wizards of the Coast decides they want to send me one, and then I'll open it up, and then I'll send all the cards to you guys. That would be fun. But what I wanted to do is to like go on stream. We're gonna draw into a Demir Aqueduct, and we're gonna go ahead and, how much mana we got? 1, 2, 3. If I play, this is 4. We don't have enough mana for the cool things, for anything really. I mean, technically, I'm just gonna end up playing this, return this back to my hand, play the horror, and then pass. But what I want to do, guys, is go on Card Kingdom and buy commander decks, build $25 commander decks on stream, and then mail it to someone from there. We run a giveaway on stream, and then when I'm doing the shipping address, I'll just ship it to your house. You know? But we just build budget decks like that, like $20 or $25. But only people that are memberships or have subscriptions that are active to the channel can enter those giveaways. You know? But we just pick like really random, like cool commanders and build them. I feel like that would be such a wild live stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. We will draw into a Elder Brain. It's cool. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have to play this command tower again. 5. And let the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After you send out a few decks, do a league where all these people play it. Oh, Joe, that's such a good idea. You'd have to be mega lucky. I would, because then they would have to be members of the channel. And then how about people that play on stream have to be members of the channel as well? Because my YouTube people tell me I have to incentivize people to. People are just not going to do that for no reason. They have to be incentivized for something. And I feel like free $20 commander decks, I think, is a reason to do that. You know? Ship it straight to your house on stream. It'd be so much fun. But technically I think I'm just gonna get down the Nemesis of Reason. I don't have a way to, or we can get down Nothic actually. Or I could bait removal with the Nemesis of Reason. Chill, B. Chill, Joe. Not on this channel, buddy. We have the Nemesis of Reason. We're gonna play this Nemesis of Reason. And we got this. We go to combat, deal 2 damage, and then we'll pass the turn there. He bugged me out, dude. We're gonna draw into a Goggles of Night. Okay. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have 2 or more basic lands. So we gotta play the Swamp only stash. The membership is I don't know, it should say it right there. Just say it on the channel. I think it's $5. And then I think I take 75%, and then YouTube keeps 25%. Something like that. So essentially it's $5 and then I get $3. But like all of the money that I get gets put into the things that I just mentioned before. So like building commander decks on stream and sending it out to people that are on the live stream, buying cards to do stuff like this with, shipping for the giveaways, yeah, members get to do a commander league. We'll call it a commander tournament because I feel like we could just play the tournament in like one day type of thing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana right now. So I think in this situation, we're just gonna want to draw. So I'm gonna pay a blue and this. I'm gonna get down the Goggles of Night. And then I'm gonna pay 2 with the Soul Ring. And I'm gonna equip this to the Dothy Horror. And then I go to combat. I'm gonna attack with the Nemesis of Reason. So they mill 10. And then we'll deal damage. We scry 1, which is a Phyrexian Rager. We could draw this. We can't play this turn. Yeah, I think we're gonna put this on the bottom. And then we'll draw. Do we do the league during a stream on Discord or do one on YouTube? That's the question of the day. Or do I basically let you guys play? I'll stream the game from Discord if you guys share your screen. I'll stream that to YouTube. You guys will be in your own voice chat and I'll have that separate from the volume on the stream. And then I'll just announce it like you guys were at a football game, like a basketball game or something. Or a soccer game, I should probably say. Well, I should probably say football, but football means multiple things. So, we're gonna untap now. Let's say our opponent casts a Path to Exile on our Nemesis or another spell, Nemesis of Reason. Because it's a really good card. We drew into a Chasm Skulker before. Here's an Ever-Flowing Chalice. So we'll go with another land here. Do commentary. You know, members can join the... I'll have like 3 people or 2 or 3 people with me while I'm doing the commentary. And then I can get like other guests from other YouTube channels to join the stream. Imagine get like Gavin Verhey to join the stream and be like an announcer while we're announcing the tournaments and stuff. That would be so epic. Just 1v1 commander tournaments. What's good, Mind? Discord member tournament. Yeah, guys, just keep in mind if we do have a Discord, you're more than welcome to join the Discord whenever you like. The Discord link is in the description below and you could be a part of everything that we just talked about. Because at some point, dude, we said we're gonna get the channel monetized, and we're here. We're here. Sower says join. So I played my land, so I should have 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, actually. So do we play the Elder Brain right now? Because our opponent just exiled Nemesis of Reason. So I think we play Elder Brain so that we can just bait more removal potentially. I think we do that. Or I could get down the Ever-Flowing Chalice and have 1,000,000 mana. Because I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3 mana out of the Ever-Flowing Chalice. I think we just turn up the heat here and keep the pressure going, play another creature that needs to be removed. So we're gonna play Elder Brain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, and we play Elder Brain, which is just a monstrosity of a creature. So Elder Brain, just for people who don't know, when he attacks a player, exile all cards from that player's hand, then they draw... Oh, then they draw that many cards. Oh, I don't know if we want to do that. Whatever. Because technically, if they just spent removal, they may draw into removal. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, we'll play Elder Brain, whatever. We'll just live life on the edge. We'll do this. And then we'll go to combat. We'll attack with the horror, which means we deal damage because he's unblockable essentially. We'll scry, which is a cruel witness. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Do we want this 4-mana creature? I'm gonna say no. We put that back. And then we're looking for our enchantments that end the game. That's what we're looking for right now. So then we'll pass the turn. And then we're going to untap. Okay. And then we'll draw into a memory drain. I don't think I drew off of this, so I'm gonna draw another card. Forgotten Creation. Cyclonic Rift in 2 turns. Okay. Yo, thank you for liking the video. I just saw that. I appreciate it. Guys, we're at 10 likes. Thank you so much. So we got this Forgotten Creation, which can help us draw some cards here and buff Chasm Skulker. So we're actually gonna keep these 2 cards in our hand because these 2 cards synergize pretty well with one another. So we're gonna hold on to these 2. I think what we do is we're gonna get down. Do we play Captain G right now? Or do we? Because he has Menace and he's unblockable, so I don't know if this really matters. But essentially, like, what I could do is I could pay mana into the Everflowing Chalice right now. Oh no, but I can't even hold up mana to play a... Oh yeah, I can actually, because I play Sunken Hollow. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I pay 6 mana into Everflowing Chalice. So now this taps for 3. And then I don't have an animation for Cyclonic Rift, but we're gonna act like somebody. Matt, thank you for subscribing, Matt. I just saw that. Appreciate it, Matt. Today's a good day. But now essentially I have 3 mana here. I have 2 mana here, so I can hold up the memory drain as a response. And then because we're gonna have to go attack with Elder Brain, which means our opponent's gonna exile all their cards from their hand and then draw that many cards. We'll say it's like 4 cards. Now we essentially own their hand. Thank you for liking the video. Now we essentially own their hand. We deal damage here. We scry 1, Siphon Mind. Oh, we're gonna keep this. We're gonna draw that card. And then technically I could Siphon Mind right now to draw another card, but we're just gonna hold up the memory drain, pass the turn. Let's say our opponent who drew 4 cards casts removal on our Elder Brain, because that's what I would do. And we're gonna tap all this mana and memory drain it. And we'll counter it. We scry 2, Slum Reaper, Acquisition Octopus. I think we just keep both of these cards on top as it is. We'll put the Acquisition Octopus on top so that we draw into that next turn. We have our 2 mana rocks over here. I'll mana drain this Cyclonic Rift if you don't attack me next turn. Okay. You got a deal. I'm gonna do this. We have the Acquisition Octopus. So I think what we do right now is do we play Captain G? Nah, we don't play Captain G. We're not playing Captain G, which is... I really like playing commander decks when I don't feel like I have to cast my commander. I feel like that's generally when the deck's playing the best. So I think what we're gonna do here is... we could play the Acquisition Octopus and attach it and draw more cards, and then Siphon Mind to draw even more cards. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pay 1, 2, and then a blue, which is 3, Acquisition Octopus. We'll tap the Now, we'll tap the Demir Aqueduct, and we'll equip this for 2, or reconfigure, I should say. And then we're gonna go to combat, and we're gonna attack with the Dothy Horror and the Elder Brain again for Menace. And then Elder Brain, mind you, we should have had a ton of more cards in our hand because of the Elder Brain, honestly. And then we get to Scry. I'll Scry first. Well, I kind of already knew that was there. So I'm just gonna draw this, and then we draw a card, Herald's Horn. Nice, it's a good card. And then we'll untap, and then somebody does a Cyclonic Rift, right? That's not really what a Cyclonic Rift should ever look like, but all these cards go back to our hand. So, Gisa and Geralf. We have a huge hand right now. You mean Gisa and Geralf in the command zone? Yeah, I see. We are drawn to a Factor Fiction, which is not a land. So we'll play 1 Swamp. We'll get down Soul Ring. We'll pay 1, 2, 3. And we'll get down the Herald's Horn. How many more cards do I have in my hand? I think we pay 2. We play an Everflowing Chalice. How many more cards can we get onto the board? And then creature spells cost 1 less to cast. So I can pay 1. I'll get down the Horror. And then I could pay 1, 2. And I could play the Chasm Skulker. And then how many cards do I have in hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which means I've discarded 1 card. So I'm gonna discard the I'm gonna discard this Nothic because I don't think we really need this card. Just 5 mana, 4/3. No, we'll pass. And then our upkeep, we will. Herald's Horn is going to trigger, which means we look at the top card of our library. If it's a horror, we put into our hand. It is, so we'll put this into our hand and then we draw for turn, which is the Ash Barrens. We'll play the Ash Barrens. And now I think we finally cast our commander. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the commander of that deck, Nugget? So we're gonna get down Captain G. Let's say that our opponent casts their commander 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're gonna pay 1, 2, 3. Oh, Captain G costs 1 less, so I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna play a Slum Reaper for 3 mana. And then each player sacrifices a creature. And then I'm going to go to combat. And I'm gonna attack with the Chasm Skulker, the Dothy Horror. I think somebody clicked on the video and unsubscribed, guys. Which is funny. I think it's funny when that happens. The reality chip. Nice, dude. Yeah, Sensei's Divining Top is a good card, dude. So we'll deal 1, 2, 3 damage here. We did draw a card with the Chasm Skulker, so this is 2 damage. So they mill 4, and then that happens. We don't draw. And then we'll pass. We will untap. Technically, you may or may not have gotten a creature. Thank you for liking the video. And then we will draw into a swamp, and then we play this out. But I think this is one of those decks that there is a gameplay video. Thank you for liking the video. I saw that. I do like chips as well. You guys are gonna make me eat chips later. We always start talking about food on stream, guys. Like at some point, it just always happens. Just one way or the other. Well, I like this deck. I think over time, this deck is gonna get stronger as they release more horrors. Just because this exists, I think that they're gonna make more of an attempt to increase the number of horrors. Whenever they release another Phyrexia set, I think that it's gonna happen. Whenever that happens, that's gonna be the best day of my life. But we have this. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm actually gonna upload the deck list now, and once I'm done uploading the deck list, it'll be there. Do you guys really want to see me type up the deck list, or do you guys? How about I can add like a video. I could put on a video while I'm uploading the deck list if you guys want. Do you want to watch like a documentary of Magic the Gathering or something? They have like these videos on YouTube called Enter the Battlefield, which are pretty entertaining. Or do you guys want to watch an episode of like, watch a game of Commander or what while I upload the deck list? I don't feel like showing you guys me typing up the deck list anymore. I feel like that's bad. That's bad. Food? You guys want to watch food? What food do you guys want to watch? You guys want to watch food for real? Or do you guys want to watch Magic? There's a video here called Life on the Pro Tour. That seems interesting. American barbecue? Oh my god. You guys are so funny. You guys really want to watch food right now? Okay, I'm typing it in. You know, you guys want to see something funny? American. You know that, you guys want to hear a random thing that I learned the other day? That barbecue is actually barbecue. In Puerto Rico, there's people that lived in Puerto Rico called Tainos, and Tainos are like the ancient Indians of Puerto Rico, or like the Native Americans of Puerto Rico, and the word barbecue is actually a Taino word called barbacoa. So like technically barbecue was a Native American or Native Indian Puerto Rican way of cooking food that like the entire earth does now. You can look it up. It's actually kind of interesting. I never knew that. Gaga Foods? Is this appropriate? Oh, this is a real channel. It's a real thing. Oh, wow, man. This is a lot of food. God. Oh, this looks amazing, actually. Alright, hold up. I'm gonna pull this over here. Let me just get the OBS on this side. Whoa, what's that? Okay. Let's go ahead and, oh, this is gonna be funny, guys. Alright, hold up. Let me switch the display capture over so that we got this showing. I'll remove the Playmat cam. Alright, guys. We got food. So we got, do we want barbecue or like... We gotta pick a pretty lengthy video because I gotta upload the entire deck list. Let me get the deck list ready. You guys look at the screen, let me know. I see this burger right there. It looks amazing. Let me just get tapped out ready so I can do this while this is happening. You guys let me know in the chat. I'm not looking at chat right now, so I don't know what you guys are saying. But, let me go. Captain G budget upgrade. You guys make a decision. Max the Meat Guy. That's a channel. How powdered milk changed the way I cook steaks. Guys, I dry age steaks in coffee for 24 hours. I deep fried steaks in pepperoni oil. Oh my god, guys. I deep fried burgers in cheese oil. Guys, I have to watch this. I'm calling an audible here. We're watching this one. Let me go ahead and mute this.
Thanks, Monster Legends, for sponsoring this video.
Shout out to whoever suggested this channel. This is funny. Hold on, let me put the volume up so you guys can hear it.
Let's face it, burger is one of the best things in the world. There's something to be said about cheese,
He's
bread,
not wrong.
and meat, combined together and making a waterfall of juice. However, there's always room for improvement, because this is the deep-fried burger in cheese oil experiment, so let's do it. And here's the star of the show, cheese oil. Now I gotta be honest with you guys, this is a pain to make. It takes way too much work. The first thing you gotta do is slice up some cheese. Then under medium-high heat, you wanna cook it. As it's doing so, the oil will separate from the cheese. Now if you wanna deep fry something on it, you gotta do a lot of it. Once the cheese has been extracted, then you wanna strain it. And there you have it. You are left with cheese oil. Now I don't know about you, but this is a tremendous amount of work for me. So I had to come up with a different solution, and here's how. I was able to find this cheddar cheese powder. If you take a look at the ingredients, the first thing is cheddar cheese, letting me know that this is the real deal. Of course, it has other things as well, but I'm hoping that this will allow me to make the best cheese oil in the world. So now the question is, how do I combine this with one of the best oils I've ever used? Because I'm talking about this Wagyu fat. If you've never had it, oh man, you don't know what you're missing. This is the good stuff. So my first thought was, let me infuse this using sous vide. I dumped all the Wagyu fat into the bag and immediately threw in the cheese powder. I added a good amount, about 3 tablespoons. Then I vacuum sealed it and it was ready for the water.
I'm not even typing
about that, I cooked it at 180 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 hours. And my hope was that this will infuse together to make the perfect cheese oil. So once the time was up, I took out the lid and look what I was left with. What in the world is this? Nothing was infused. The cheese basically burned itself. The Wagyu fat still remains exactly the same. It is a complete failure. After removing it from the bag, look what I was left with. Come on now. Why did this happen? I had no idea, so I had to figure something else out. So my thought was, why don't I do it exactly the way I did with the Brio cheese? So after dumping all of my Wagyu fat on the pan, I threw in all of the cheese powder. This time I added a little bit more. Then I blasted on medium-high heat and let it do its thing. As you can see, the Wagyu tallow melts really quickly. As this was happening, I started to stir, and I kept doing so as much as possible. So once everything was completely infused, it was time to strain. And just as I expected, all of the solids was left behind. Take a look at this. That worked like a charm. So I went ahead and stored my Wagyu cheese oil overnight, and the very next day, this is what it looks like. Come on now. That looks like perfection. Perfectly infused Wagyu fat with cheese. This is a success. And I'll tell you one thing, it is a lot easier and cheaper to make than doing it with real cheese. But now the question is, does it taste the same as real cheese oil? Well, let's find out. What I did was I deep fried 2 patties of each on the fats. My goal was to find out which one tasted better and most importantly gave a unique flavor to the burger. I made sure to cook these to perfection. There's something to be said about deep fried burgers like this. It's not the healthiest thing in the world, but once in a while it's okay to treat yourself, as these are delicious. But the big question is, which one is better? Well, let's give it a taste. So the one on the left and the first one was the cheese oil. You can actually taste the cheese and it makes the burger taste real good. Let's try the Wagyu fat cheese infused oil. Whoa, come on now. This is way better. It has a lot more cheese flavor into it, and it took me no time at all to make. I am definitely using the Wagyu fat cheese oil. Now to complete our burger, we definitely need a sauce. And this one is super easy to make and my nephew's favorite sauce, and here's how to make it. I started with a good amount of mayo, followed by ketchup, a little bit of yellow mustard, followed by Worcestershire sauce, and to give it even more flavor, I grated a fresh garlic, 1 whole clove, because once that was done, all there was left to do was to mix everything well and your sauce is done. This is one of the best burger sauces I've ever made.
That looks amazing.
How easy it is to make. Now the next question is the meat.
You had
I don't
it
know about you, but I don't
ketchup.
like a lean burger. So this is a mix of 20% fat and 80% beef. Now I used to be so picky with my burgers that I used to weight every single ball. I no longer do that. I just slice everything up in similar size pieces. Then I go ahead and make some balls. Try to compact that ball as much as possible, because remember, we're going to be smashing it in the end. As you can see, once I was done, I was left with some incredible balls. balls. Now the next important ingredient is the buns. I'm using Guga's buns. And if you want the full recipe, I'll put the link on the description down below to the video that I made. Now for the cheese, we're gonna be using the good old American cheese. There is nothing better for burgers. Trust me. With all that being said, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and cook them. We'll be making some traditional smash burgers and some deep fried cheese oil burgers. So now I say it is enough talking and it is time to cook them. So let's do it.
Hey, no copyright, please. Now that actually matters. Nice, dude. Hey. The song's kind of fire, guys.
Before moving forward, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Monster Legends. Monster Legends is a free-to-play game available on both iOS and Android, where you can build a world for your monsters to live and fill it with habitats. There are so many monsters to collect with different rarities and elements, like fire, water, nature, earth, dark, light, thunder, magic, and metal. And you can breed them to create new cool species. One of my favorite features in the game is the...
I'll be honest, I haven't made a burger video in a long time.
I'm so okay with that because you put so much effort into your burgers.
I'm so glad to be here. If I'm never in another Guga video, I'm okay with that because
Come on, Leo, you're gonna
love
be another...
burgers. Guga, I love the food you cook for me, but most of the food you cook for me, it nourishes my body. Burgers nourish my soul.
Oh, that's why Leo is officially the description guy.
The description guy.
I don't know where it's gonna go. That's right. See, I can never come up with words like that, everybody. I just say this thing tastes amazing. This tastes like. That's it. So here's the deal.
Thank
we got
you,
a little
sir.
experiment. We got the first one, the second one. I just want to know which one is better. They should both be good, but I want to know which one is better. Sounds like a plan?
Where do we start?
Let's go to the right.
The right.
Right first. Oh, Lord, smell it. Listen to me. Beef, cheese, bread. Come on.
No, beef, cheese, bread, that little sauce.
The little sauce.
I don't even want to eat it like this. I just want to go like this. I just want to eat.
He's double fisting the
so
burger.
hungry.
Hey, enough talking. Let's give this a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
I love burgers so much.
Leo, tell him.
I can't think. I need a second. This is
Imagine being starving too. Like, imagine guys you haven't eaten in hours.
Of the cheese, the
Yeah.
burger.
Like, I wouldn't eat all day if I knew I was going to be on the show. Like, I would literally starve myself
about this burger,
for
Leo?
2
The
days
crust.
and then eat.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's what the thing is with the smash burger.
Just
you
so
can
that it
really
tasted better.
caramelize that crust, everybody.
I think the creaminess of the cheese,
Yeah.
like Leo said, the creaminess of it, it's so nice. It coats your whole mouth.
Leo's almost done.
I can't help myself, guys. This is so good.
Oh man, I can eat this whole thing.
I think this might actually be the burger that changed my life too. For the worst, because now I feel addicted.
On to the next one, yeah?
On to the next one.
So,
Now,
is this one good or bad?
I have no idea. I'm curious. This one, there's something very unique that I don't do it very often. As a matter of fact, I've never done it. Enough. Let's see. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, wow.
Alright, this is the one.
How is this possible?
This is the burger that changed my life after
The
this
burger that changed your
I am
life.
so shocked right now. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little tears coming out. That
that.
is amazing, everybody.
He's
more
crying.
rich.
It's
It
richer.
tastes like this one, but more rich.
Yes, and there's a good reason why. Leo, the description guy, tell us.
I've been waiting for my time. You take that last burger, you take it to the power of 2. That's what this burger is. Everything is better. The best burger I've ever had by far.
Wow. Thank you, Leo. But I gotta be honest
the one
with
that
you.
he
This is the
fried
burger
in,
that changed my life. This is the burger that changed my life twice. Okay, I gotta admit,
They fried in
everybody,
cheese?
it is a lot of work to make the cheese oil. By the way, I deep fried this in cheese oil. That's what it is. To be
Wow.
specific, so I don't get hate on the comment, Wagyu cheese oil. Yes?
Ooh, no wonder
does
it's
that mean?
rich.
Yes, it is rich. It is fatty, but at the same time, it brings a unique flavor to the burger.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
You guys couldn't tell so much, but I knew what it was. But if you take a second bite now, you tell me, you'll be able to tell that there's a very unique flavor in there. Obviously, the Wagyu fat's gonna make it better when you deep fry everything. But at the same time, the cheese oil did something. When I tried those two patties by itself, when I deep fried it, everybody, on the test before I actually did this, it's so much more delicious. I'm telling you right now, I don't know if it's worth your time doing the whole process. It's a pain on the butt. I'll tell you that right now. It's a pain on the butt to do it. I warned you, all right? But might be worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
I'm just gonna say right now, Google has like wetness around his eye.
Yeah, I'm
Like
crying.
he's literally crying.
I don't know
That's what
about
I
for you
said.
guys, but at least for me, it's so much juicier than
Yes.
the first one.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No,
I could
that's
not
for
agree
sure.
more.
Yeah.
I'm so sad because I have one little bite left.
Damn,
and,
Leo!
and I'm looking at it and I've been thinking like, do I want to eat it? And like, I just want to savor it. It's just so good.
Leo ate the whole burger, everybody. Look at that.
I'm going
You're
to
gonna
save it.
that.
I'm gonna
That's
save
what
that
I used
little
to do when I was a little kid. I saved the last bite for last.
I saved the best for last.
Leo, I was supposed to be the eating guy this video.
Yeah,
you-
you fell.
It's
You're
it's
eating.
burgers, bro. I don't know what
You
to tell
fell.
you.
That's the end of the
Now we know
video.
that Leo likes some burgers. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If
I
you
did.
did enjoy
Guys,
it,
I'm
make sure you
still
give it a
typing up the
thumbs up. If you're not a
Decklist.
subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything's always in the description
Dude,
down below.
if I
Thank you
ever
so much
get
for
on the
watching.
show, you know what I
think
would
this might
ask
actually
for?
be the burger that
If he could deep fry mofongo and cheese,
love burgers so much.
I would eat
Leo,
that.
tell him.
I can't think. I need
If he
to-
cooked, oh, we gotta watch this, bro. Cheesesteaks, come on, this is perfect. This is just like, this is the universe. Come on, this is the universe talking. We're going to Philly. What you know about
Philly
cheesesteaks?
cheesesteaks, besides tasting amazing, they are also super easy to make. After my previous Philly cheesesteak video, you guys asked me to
my
go
bad for
ahead and
yelling,
make
guys.
the
I got
most
really excited
expensive
there.
version there is. And you know there's no way I'm gonna let you down. This is making the most expensive Philly cheesesteak
almost
in the
done
world.
typing up a
So let's
Decklist,
do
guys.
it. In order to do this correctly, the first thing I needed is some research, so I went straight back to Philadelphia for it. And let me just tell you, if you've never been to Philadelphia, do it. It is an amazing city and something that
is.
must be experienced.
It is
and the
very
first
nice.
stop is always the classics, Pat's and Geno's.
Pat's and
Like I mentioned
Geno's.
on my previous video,
Oh.
they are fantastic. However, they are completely different from each other. It is something I recommend you giving it a try because they are the originals. And you can't go wrong with either one of them. Right after those two, I went straight to Jim Steaks. And like always, you gotta be ready for the line. From the outside, they have some large windows where you can watch the masters make their Philly cheesesteaks. But when you finally get inside, be expected to have even more lines. But since the masters work really fast, it goes real quick. Unlike Pat's and Geno's, which use ribeyes for their steaks, Jim's uses top round. However, they use USDA choice Black Angus beef. And after placing my order and
Nice.
seeing them making it, this is what the Philly cheesesteaks from Jim's looks like. I must say, it is delicious, and the overall experience was awesome. Going to the classics and knowing where they come from, it is always a must, and it's something I definitely recommend you
Oh,
giving
that
it a try.
sounds so
The
good,
following
guys.
stop was the Losandro Steaks, and if you think Jim was busy, you're wrong. This was insane and complete madness. The biggest issue is that the place is small, and seeing the people eating on the counter just makes you even more hungry. Watching them make the Philly cheesesteaks is impressive, and it is so awesome to see that huge mountain of beef. I was not able to tell which cut of beef they use,
Oh,
but I
man,
can tell
that's-
you one thing,
guys,
they
that's
do
kinda
work
OD.
fast. And you can tell that the guys that are making them is not their first day on the job. Once you placed your order, they ask you to wait outside so they can call you out on the microphone. Since the place is quite small, it is best to eat outside. And once I got mine, this is what the D'Alessandro looks like. Immediately I could tell there's way more steak than all the others. I totally understand why all of my subscribers were asking me to check this one out last time. And if you're ever in Philly, you gotta check it out. That was an amazing Philly cheesesteak. The last stop for my research was Barkley Prime. This is where they sell the most expensive Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia. Don't believe me? Let me show it to you. This is the menu. You see right here, Barkley Prime cheesesteak. It has Wagyu ribeye, frog raw,
Oh my.
onions, truffle cheese whiz, and baked on a freshly sesame roll. $120
man.
bucks. Ouch. And at the beginning, they give me a bread, which is called puffers. I mean, you think it's gonna be big, but when you bite into it, it's completely hollow. However, it was really good. But after getting my appetizer, which was a lobster bisque, my Philly cheesesteak finally arrived. And this is what it looks like. Just like the menu said, on a sesame bun and full of Wagyu beef inside. Couldn't find the foie gras, but I'm pretty sure it's in there. And it looks pretty tasty. Oh, and don't forget the champagne. To soften it up the $120, they give you a free glass. As I took a bite of my $120 Philly cheesesteak, I got a lot of things to say. But I'm going to tell you about that in the end of the video when we compare it to the one I'm doing. And that one will be several times more expensive than this. But if you want to know overall if it was good, yes, it was. It was very good. As a matter of fact, it was excellent. However, some things needs to be said. But now that you've seen all the research I've made to make this one amazing Philly cheesesteak, it is time for me to make my version. So let's do it. I'm gonna make two versions for you. The first one is with shoulder clawed Wagyu. This is way cheaper than Japanese Wagyu A5, which will be the next. The first thing to do is to remove all the silver skin and connective tissue. Once that's done, I like to put it in the freezer to firm up so I can cut it real thin. After 1 hour in the freezer, you can really appreciate the marbling of this beef. It is nothing like A5, but you can see how wonderful it looks. The next step is to slice everything as thin as possible. Now I'm not looking for ground beef. We are making Philly cheesesteak, not Philly hamburgers. In the end, I was left with nice little small square of steaks. And that is exactly what I'm looking for. And a quick tip, you don't want to season your steak right now. You want to season it as it's being cooked, and salt and pepper is good enough. And this is Japanese Wagyu A5, the most expensive steak in the world. It is a 1-inch thick New York strip marbling score 11. If you ever wonder what the best of the best looks like, this is it. No other cut of beef come even close. It is the grand champion of beef. In order to cut it real thin, the first thing to do is to partially freeze it. After 1 hour, it was firm enough to cut it real thin. The deck comes out to $8, guys. And as I'm cutting, you can really appreciate the marbling of this steak. $80. If by any means you think that this is regular fat, it is not. I know that it looks 60% fat and 40% beef. But this fat is like butter. And if you've never had it, it is difficult to describe. The taste and the texture is completely different than regular fat. But once I was done slicing, I was left with beautiful strips of Japanese Wagyu A5. If you are thinking I'm going to use regular oil with these steaks, you are mistaken. I'm going to be rendering this fat to make Japanese Wagyu A5 tallow, which is basically beef fat.
Alright, I just finished uploading the
let's talk
Decklist,
about bread. If you want to go classic, you have to use the Italian. You don't want it crunchy. It needs to be soft. That is how they do it in Philadelphia and the way I recommend it. This is medianoche bread. It is very similar to brioche. Super soft, it has a lot of fat, and also my nephew's favorite bread. And I'll be using it for the less expensive version. And this is Italian bread with everything on it. I'll be using this one for the most expensive Philly cheesesteak in the world. And if you guys are interested in making any of these breads, just make sure you put a comment down below and I'll make sure to give you the recipe. Since I'm pretty sure they use truffle oil in the restaurant, I'm going to be using Brio truffle butter. To make it, it's pretty straightforward. Grab the black truffle and cut it into little pieces. If you don't have a shaver, you can also use a micrograter. Throw everything into the food processor, mix it with butter, put it in the refrigerator, let it sit, and you are left with beautiful truffled butter. Wow. This is the beginning for our cheese whiz. And the next item is provolone cheese. And to make it, it's super easy to do. Throw in your truffled butter and let it melt. Once that's done, add a little bit of heavy whipping cream and mix it well. Under low heat, add in your provolone cheese. Mix everything together until you make a nice sauce. If it starts to get too thick, add a little bit of more heavy whipping cream. Remember, exact amount and ingredients always on the description down below. Once the cheese has been melted and combined together, you are left with the perfect and most amazing cheese whiz in the world. This, my friends, cannot be bought. You gotta make it. And it is delicious. But now that we have everything ready, it is time to make the most expensive Philly cheesesteak in the world. So let's do it.
What a life, guys. Look at this guy's life right now, dude. Tell you what I'm not gonna do when I go to Philly. Spend $120 on a Philly cheesesteak. Guys, I could buy a I could buy half a box of Double Masters too. That much money. What a life though, like how could you, I just imagine going out and spending $120 on just food, you know? I could go food shopping.
All right,
for 2
everybody, we
weeks.
have our beautiful cheesesteaks here. What do you think, Angel?
They look awesome.
They do. We have 2 different kinds. I want to try it. I want to see which one is best, which one you like best.
Go.
All right, let's go with this one first. We'll go with this one second.
Okay.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good.
I went for a big bite. Hold on. I don't know if it's the cheese or if it's fatty.
It's a little fatty.
Yeah, yeah.
You know why you taste a little bit fattier? Because this is a Wagyu. But it's not like an A5 or, you know,
Dude, I'm
Wagyu
telling you,
7.
It's not Australian?
It's not Australian. It's just like a regular cheesesteak, but a little bit fattier. Nothing crazy different. Just a little bit more fat. Let's go for the second one, buddy. You tell me if there's any difference here. Wow, the creaminess of this one is off the chain.
I might have to go
Dude,
without you. You better hurry
what?
up and say cheers.
All right, cheers, buddy. Let's go.
Sometimes you just shouldn't even eat food, you should just look at it.
There's a big difference, boy. You tell me. That custom-made cheese whiz is off the chain.
Nah, this is incredible. This is also Wagyu?
Yes, but which kind?
A5.
You can tell it's a lot of fat. You guys probably saw that when I was making it. The amount of pool of fat on the bottom of the pan is absolutely ridiculous.
Dude,
it
this
is
stuff
very
looks so
rich, but it's also extremely flavorful. It is wonderful, wonderful in every way. Here's what I gotta say. On the restaurant, I can guarantee you it is not Wagyu A5. The restaurant is kind of like this one here, everybody. I can guarantee you there's no way that it is not even close to like an A4 or maybe
don't even know what that
A3,
means.
probably an A1. That steak is nothing close to it. Or maybe it's just American Wagyu. I'm not quite sure. And also, they
What is
put
Wagyu?
too much truffle. So the truffle is extremely powerful on that steak.
I don't
on
even know
this
what
one
truffle is.
very mild.
It's very. It comes in, but it doesn't come in so strong.
Exactly. I think they're using truffle oil instead of real truffle. So they just dump a lot of oil. You can really taste too much of the truffle. So it kind of threw me off a little bit. I think this is a wonderful experience, but I'm not quite sure if it will be worth making a Philly cheesesteak out of it.
All right, give me a scenario though. Why are you eating it?
To experience something completely different that you never experienced before.
Yes.
Then it makes sense. I agree. Yeah. If you want to try something that you have never seen or experienced before, it is a great experience. Is it worth just to make it No. No.
If you're
Truffle's
just
a
like,
mushroom under the
damn,
ground.
I'm pretty hungry right now. I wonder what I should eat.
Let me eat
Go for this one.
yeah.
A1
Or just go for the regular
Or
one.
like, just make a
to
regular.
5.
The regular one. But
Is
if
it
you
grade
are
for
in
Wagyu
for
beef?
something
So I'm
completely
assuming the
different,
higher the number,
out
the
of
better
the
it is.
ordinary, something you've never tried before,
Yeah, I agree. This
to
one is-
taste your palate, to test something new, just like a Japanese Wagyu A5, it is an experience steak. You're not gonna eat it every day. Agree?
Yeah. Thank God I'm here.
Seems cool. Thanks for the suggestion. We have over here the Decklist. I just want to eat food now. So we're just gonna take a look at this really quickly, just to go over. I finished uploading the Captain G Decklist. It came out to about $84 on Card Kingdom. It says 80 to 84. And but everything's over here. We got 36 creatures. The mana curve is looking pretty decent as well, which I was kind of surprised to see. I don't know how this is 63% competitive. I don't know what that really means, but that's the thing. It's a Japanese cow, only grown in Japan. Few other countries have real Japanese cows to breed. So Wagyu beef is a Japanese cow. That competitive score is wonky. Yeah, I have no idea what this means. But yeah, Yeah, I think some of the key includes that I added to the commander deck, if I'm taking a look over here, it's definitely going to be this copy of Larceny. Larceny says whenever a creature you control does combat damage to a player, that player discards a card from his or her hand. I find that when we were obviously when we're play testing, it doesn't really matter, but in the game that we have on the channel, you know, you're able to consistently deal damage over time. And I would imagine that Larceny can just really put the game, can really swing the game in your favor. Just like have a bunch of creatures that are already kind of unblockable. I play Larceny and go to attack, and now you have no cards in your hand. It just seems kind of rude. And for a card that costs 25 cents on Card Kingdom, I think that this card is pretty decent. I like this card inside this deck. And I mean, everything else is pretty much the same. I don't think there's anything really too out of the ordinary. I added Arami of the Dead Tide, which I think works really well if creatures are in our graveyard. And then, you know, just all of the other, you know, nothing really too special. We have this Fleet Swallower here. I don't know why that looks like that art style. But when Fleet Swallower attacks, target player mills half their library rounded up. Which is just like, what? Seems really intense. And I think it's the only... Now we have 3 7-drops and 1 9-drop. We have a 9-drop in the deck. But yeah, so... I mean, I just think this is one of those things where, like, the deck is not really too... Oh, it's Fritten Garrick's Wake. I don't think this deck is too powerful, but just the fact that Captain G forces all of these creatures to have menace and they mill on top of that, Mind Crank just ending the game when it enters the battlefield. I think that this deck, the amount of money you spend into this deck, obviously the more money you put into it, I would just add more cards that just like force people to mill like 50 cards. Thank you for liking the video, I just saw that. If you can add or find more cards that force mill that way and just mill in bulk, I think would be extremely powerful. But that's Captain G, guys. Thank you for liking the video, I just saw that. But yeah, I think this commander is only gonna get stronger as time goes on, and I pray for the opportunity to find more cards to add into this commander deck so that my Captain G deck is pretty strong. I know that my cousin built his own copy of his own version of Captain G, so I probably will be playing against this commander deck a lot whenever I play against my cousin. But it's just something I'm gonna have to deal with in the future. Then I'll have to figure out a way to counter either this deck or just when you play against this deck, just remove Captain G from the game. Just get him out of the game. If he's not on the battlefield, you won't get milled. That's all that really matters. Or you may still get milled. Or play cards that bring your library back, bring your graveyard back into your library when they hit the graveyard. I think that those cards just completely turn this deck into, just completely shuts it off essentially. So that's something to think about. But yeah, so that's Captain G. Take a look at what we got over here. We got the Playmat cam. Remove this. And I think that's gonna be it for today's stream, guys. Today was the first ever stream while the channel's monetized. So, like I mentioned earlier, we do have plans for things in the future to do some things. I wouldn't mind playing Darkest Dungeon at some point. Playing a little bit of that game. You know, the last time we started a run of Darkest Dungeon, I put the difficulty to normal. I think we gotta start a run where we put the difficulty on max difficulties, so the game's as difficult as possible, just to make it a little bit more exciting. I think that would be fun. And, but we'll do that at some point in the future. I think right now, after watching all that food stuff, I kind of want to eat food. And, I still have some other commander decks that I gotta get ready to build on stream. So I gotta do that, and then I gotta get ready to go to work tomorrow. So I'm gonna head out. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for being here today, everybody. I appreciate it. If you guys were a YouTube video, I would like the video. Always remember, eat healthy, okay? Work out every single day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Most importantly, you gotta remember to believe in yourself, all right? Peace out, people. I'll see you. Thanks for being here.